That was the worst sprint ever.
Yo, welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Today we are doing a breakdown of my first ever Zwift race as a Category B racer. Now, I mentioned in a previous Zwift video that I was upgraded to Cat B because I was disqualified in my previous Cat C race for being over the watt per kilo limit. So here we are. For anyone wondering why I'm back indoors on the trainer in March, it's because Chicago actually has 12 seasons. So while we had 60-degree weather here only a week ago, we actually got 2 inches of snow like 2 days ago. You gotta love the Midwest. So about this race, this is 3R's London Classique flat route. It's 6 laps, 37.7 kilometers, and or 23.4 miles long. The course is mostly flat with a couple of small uphill pinches. I actually really like this course a lot because it is mostly flat, and you can really use the uphills to attack. Although I didn't do that because I was just trying to hold on for dear life because I was nervous I was going to get dropped. So some stats about me. I am 74 kilograms. My FGP right now is about 255 to 260 or so. The end of summer goal is still the same. I want to be able to hit 4 watts per kilo for 20 minutes. So that would be about 300 watts. And so far, the improvements have been coming in every single week of training. My overall strategy for this race was pretty straightforward. It was basically to stick with the fastest group I could, and if I did get dropped, then just simply wait for the next chase group to catch me. And then from there, just try to hold wheels until the final sprint of the race. I didn't really prep too much for this race. I figured the only way I could figure out whether or not I could hang with these B racers is to simply just try it out. I didn't want to be too scared about it. Figured I would just dive right in. So as you guys can see, as normal with any race on Zwift, regardless of category, the first 2 to 3 minutes is hammer fest as everyone figures out their groups. So it's extremely important to put down some power at the outset of the race. Otherwise, you're going to be in the back of the race.
Group ahead is 9 seconds.
As you guys can see here, there was a snap in the field. There was about 2 seconds of a gap in the front. So this is where you have to decide pretty quickly. Do you or can you bridge across to that chase group ahead? And if the answer is no, then it makes more sense to just save your energy and wait for the next chase group to catch you. And then hopefully you'll have enough fitness where you can stay with that group that catches you. For any Cat C racers out there considering a Cat B race, I just want to tell you that the fitness level is all over the place in Cat B races. And with 150 riders, you're going to eventually slot into a group that matches your level of fitness. And unlike the Crit City anti-sandbagging races that are only like 20 to 25 minutes of VO2 effort, the hour-long races are slightly more manageable as various chase groups settle down into a tempo effort, but only if you can hold on for the first 2 laps of the race. The gaps between the groups are so large, probably like 15 to 30 seconds, that it just didn't make a lot of sense to attack. So you might as well just sit in. And I'm sure at the front of the race, there were probably attacks going left and right. But for everyone else, if you don't have the fitness to be either with the first chase group or be with all the racers at the front of the race, then it just makes the most sense to just sit in and just wait till the end. The group ahead was the first chase group, and I just didn't have the legs to keep up with them, so I didn't even bother. Just figured I would save my energy. Most of this race was actually pretty boring. In fact, laps 2 all the way through almost the end of the final lap, I don't really have a lot to report because everyone was kind of staying within their respective groups because the gaps between each group was so large, and it would just take a ridiculous effort in order to attack and catch up to the next group. And now we're coming down to the sprint. And as you guys can see, I still started my sprint a tad too late. Looking back at the footage, my sprint was only like 9 seconds long, and it should be more like 15 seconds long. And what I should have did was I should have started my sprint with about 800 feet remaining instead of around 400. And that's something that I'm definitely going to keep in mind for next time. And in the end, guys, I ended up taking home 65th place out of 148, which is not bad for my first Category B race. I'll go ahead and post the Strava link for this specific race down in the description below.
Yo, dog, that was the worst sprint ever. Hour racing. No legs left for the sprint, man. Sheesh.
But that's it, guys. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down below. And I will check you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.